Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm Very Poison Knight. We're going to be playing some Pokemon Emerald today. Hope everyone's doing well. I keep on clicking the wrong screen. For God's sake. Welcome. So we are... Hey, did I change the... No, I didn't change the thing. I just kept it as the same. So I went and got my amulet coin while changing the name of Ignis Avis, the Torchic, named by Iggs. So we have Bellina, Ignis Avis, Gusto, Mudkip, Whisper, Bandit. We will be changing the name of Mudkip today. Mudkip needs to change the name, so we're going to go to the name raider. We're also going to fight Brawly. I'm going to try and get as many of these things done today. I did get an amulet coin out of my bag from the previous save file and give it to Torchic because we need money and it takes forever to get money in this game. So yeah, I used the previous save that we have to salvage to get more money. Wait, what? Yeah, let's go to Dewford. I accidentally said exit. So today we're going to fight Brawly. We're going to use that to boost Ignis Avis. And I've also went and taught Ignis Avis Sword Stance because we just so happen to have the TM for that. So it's got Sword Stance now. Pretty sure that's... Well, we had the ability to do that because I had to go into Pokéhex. Yeah, I had to go into Pokéhex because I've lost the save file. It's one of the many save files. And it was just one of those things. Well, I had the ability to, so I may as well teach it to them. And it said it was legal, so it's got Sword Stance now. Because why not? This Torchic is so hacked. With Sword Stance, it's quite... That is so hacked. Maybe I should just get rid of it. At this point, teaching it Sword Stance through that method was a bit of a temptation. Because I had only that method of getting this Torchic to change its name. So... Oh god, it's just, this Torchic is so scuffed at this point. And we'll keep it. And since it has Sword Stance, I'm going to keep the Sword Stance. Because that's actually a good move for Torchic, because Torchic needs a boost in attack stats. So, let's keep it. It's better than having Bulk Up. Bulk Up is the better move, but it doesn't do as well. So we're going to go with that. So yeah. I'd rather have Sword Stance on this Torchic than not. It also has an amulet coin from the other save file. And since we're using the other save file, we may as well... Yeah, I'm just trying to get myself to think right on that. But yeah, every other Pokemon is going to be done properly in this. I need to name Mudkip Matt. Every other Pokemon has not been fiddled with, basically. So yeah. I do not feel right using this Torchic at this point, but equally, I haven't just given myself a level 100 to start the whole journey with. That would be just bullshit. Oh, crap. I meant to run as far as the name raider, but let's start. As Sailor Huey. He has a Wingull. Here's Ignis Avis. Like, I just infected and yeah, like I don't... It's a good shiny. Why did I do that to shiny? It was just like, I want to teach it this. But in the end, I think I shouldn't have taught it that. Yeah. Like, I had to change the name, so that was the only way I could do it without fiddling with things. Welcome in, eggs! So, I may have messed up when I was changing the name. I gave Ignisavis Sword Stance. And you know what? I was like, I'll give it to it. But it doesn't feel right using it now. I could just not use Sword Stance and teach it another move. I'm doing good. So I will just get rid of... I won't use Sword Stance. Well, I may as well use it while it has it. Because that's an egg move that it can learn. I can't teach egg moves otherwise. To be honest, I don't want to really put myself through trying to get a shiny Torchic with Sword Stance. That just sounds like pain. I hope you're doing well, eggs. Last week I was power washing the entire week, and I just felt like shit every day. So you're doing well. That's good. Let's change the name of Matt. Matt needs to change his, and we need to change Matt's name to be Matt. Wait, its full name will be Swampert at the end, so it should be an S. No worries about it last week. It was just one of those things. I might just be streaming on Mondays, or Mondays and Tuesdays, because it works out better. And it is a change for me. It's going to be a change for me. I kind of... A name just came into my head. Dappy. PP. Why? Dappy! As in Daffy, but I need to look at Dappy. I need to look that up before I continue. Yeah, it's the name of a rapper. I didn't know that. I didn't know that! I don't know anything about the rapper, so I don't want to get in trouble. What could I name a Mudkip? Like, Matt was a good name because it's the name of the main admin in Pokemon in Team Aqua. Not Fred. Not Bob. Sammy? Yeah, Sammy. That's in Sammy the Swampert. I just kind of like the idea of like having an MMY. Just Mudkip looks like a Pokemon that would have a name like that. Sammy. For now, we're gonna go with Sammy. Sammy the Mudkip. So this is our team. Ignisavis, Whisper, Sammy. Gusto is not a permanent member, it's just a temporary member until it evolves. Gusto is actually a really good Pokemon that uses the held items, Flame Orb and Toxic Orb in Gen 4. It doesn't have those in Gen 3. It does, Wait a minute, Black Sludge. No, that was introduced in Gen 4. Damn. I was hoping for a method of making Gusto useful. Gusto is a great Pokemon. It has the ability Guts, which increases its attack stat. Which means we'd have to pair it up with a Pokemon that can make it get burned or something, so that it can use the move Facade, making this a very terrifying Pokemon. I'm not going to be using Gusto for very long, but it's going to stay in the team. Let's see. So first things first, let's make sure the team is right. Okay, let's go and heal. We have a load of trainer battles to do, and then we have to go to the next city, which is Mauville. We won't be going to New Mauville for ages. I just don't feel right using... yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. It's my playthrough, and that's an egg move, and it did come from an egg. So, it's a legit shiny, which is so nice. Like, getting a legit shiny, I think I'm just going to use... Yeah, I'm going to use the Sword Stance. It just makes sense. Like, Torchic is more of an attack Pokemon anyway. And it would be learning that move anyway. If it could. Until Gen 4, it won't be able to. So I'm taking advantage of my mistake. So let's head into Brawly's Gym. And this is where we're going to be training up our dear little Ignis Avis. And I'm going to keep the Amulet Coin on Ignis Avis. Ignis Avis needs to train up her attack stat as well, so let's get this started. Meditite. Ignis Avis. So let's use Scratch. Okay, let's use Flamethrower because we have Flamethrower. That was the egg I had. That was the move I had on that Pokemon, so it was just a lot easier for me. Flamethrower! Okay, we got a level up, and that increases attack stat. It's currently balanced. Ignis wants to learn Ember. We have Flamethrower. We don't need that move. It's probably the first time anybody said no to Ember in a playthrough. Probably not. There's probably plenty of playthroughs like this. Double battle! Good thing is that my second Pokemon is also a Pokemon that needs to raise its attack. Meditite and Machop. Ignis and Whisper. Flamethrower. And let's use Uproar. Wait, oh! It just went over level 10. This is going to be the issue that we run into. This is going to be the issue. We're going to have the level 10 Ignis constantly. This is going to be the hard mode part where we're going to be training up Pokemon and they're slowly going to lose faith in us. Do 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 do, do, do. Damn. Whisper's down. Let's send out Bellina. Bellina. Okay, do that. And Bellina, use Mega Drain on Meditite. That's going to be the main problem. Karate Chop. Flamethrower and Mega Drain. Yeah, we need to get rid of Meditite right now. Level 12. Mega Drain. So today I want to get up to Mauville and hopefully start capturing the Pokemon that are going to cause a lot of trouble, specifically the bug types, and also gain access to the daycare, which would be quite useful for later on. We don't have any Pokemon currently that really will benefit from the daycare, so we're not really going to worry about it. There's no need to worry about it. So let's go this way. This way. This person. I will crush you! Meditite. Let's use Flamethrower. Flamethrower. Yeah, that. Flamethrower. There we go. Same type attack bonus. And also the factor that it was going to do a lot of damage. Ignoring orders, please. Yes, thank you. Thank you. There we go. Level 13. There we go. We got 624. Here we go. I always thought the Karate King, the Black Belt trainer class, looks like they're really hurt themselves and they're just wearing bandages. I always thought that when I was younger. It was just one of those things that I thought was the case because it just looks severely hurt. Just covered in bandages and just getting hurt. I forgot that that was a thing, but we're gonna power through this. Use Growl, okay. Well, I think we're about to... Yeah. Makuhita is a good Pokemon. I would use it, but I'd rather other Pokemon. Sigh! Oh, Jesus. Oh, dear. Sammy! I just breathed in for a second there and just got something went down my throat without... Oh, God. Water Gun. Makuhita's down. Black Belt. Overpowered! I think that is almost it. There's one more trainer here. Yeah, there's the last trainer. I'm going to heal. Good, go heal. Get my shiny Torchic back. Also, I need to pick up what is on Bandit here. An X attack. That's just extra money. Ah. Let's heal. Do 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 do. Do do do. Okay. Let's head this way. Wait, does this gym actually have... Okay. I was like wondering if this gym had like people who've won against this gym, but in other games they do have that, where the trainers who've won at this gym, there's like a little text that says your rival fought here and won. But in Gen 3 you don't have a rival. Oh, you just have May, who's technically a love interest. Technically a love interest. Okay, Machop didn't die. God damn it. Turned away. Well, bloody hell. Okay, Ignis has gained a level. Level 14. The funny thing is that it is gaining levels really quickly, so by the time we have finished this gym, it won't listen to us again. Isn't that kind of... To be honest, it feels like divine intervention for what I just did. With the adding of a move that I can't normally teach. Machop. Ignis. I wasn't going to use Torchic this round, but instead I ended up with one. So, let's use ignored orders. It's using Flamethrower. To be honest, I should have been using Flamethrower. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Let's use Bellona. Let's use Mega Drain. Machop is down. It gained a little bit of XP. Meditate. Also, I may have a method of backupping my saves on the GameCube finally. That's a maybe. Sadly, I won't be able to rescue any of the save data that I lost. But it's fine. It's fine. Doesn't sound fine, does it? It sounds so bad. Oh god, like I lost so much. He's trying to use Focus Punch, even though Focus Punch is not the best for this type of fight, where it's... For me, it's kind of just constantly using the same move over and over again. For him, he's worrying about what's coming next. I don't think he has any other move. Let's see what Bullet Seed does. No. Bullet Seed did nothing. Let's use Mega Drain. Like, if he was, like, able to get through this without me using Mega Drain, sure. But that wasn't gonna happen. Makuhita's next. Let us use the same tactic. Well, not the same exact tactic. Let's use Stun Spore. And I think Bulk Up is the move that he gives us, which is not something you should teach to your Torchic, because it learns it naturally as a Blaziken. Leech Seed. Now we need to just sustain damage on this Pokemon. We just need to keep adding more damage to this. Okay, Mega Drain. It's just chipping away. That's the main aim. Keep your HP high. That's a citrus berry. Yeah. That is really annoying. That's also the first time we've had access to a citrus berry. For ages. We won't have access to citrus berries for a long time. Citrus berries are the best berries. That is really annoying. Okay. Mega Drain. He's going to use a really strong hit here. Yep. Bellona is down. Let's get Sammy out. The good thing is that Leech Seed lasts the whole to the fight. Okay, boop. Damn, I should have used a better move. Damn it. Ugh. Poor Sammy. Okay, let's use Water Gun. Sammy's not going to survive. Damn it. Okay, the Pokemon that will be coming out is Whisper. Whisper needs EXP. There we go, Whisper gets the XP. That's level 16. You might get level 17. When you feel battle is going so well that you're about to win, the opponent uses Citrus Berry. Yep, and then you're back at the start. And it also used a super potion as well. That was the worst part. Brawly, you're giving me a Knuckle Badge. Brawly was the first, like, fighting type gym leader? No, he wasn't. Chuck was the first one. Chuck was the first fighting type gym leader. Chuck, then Brawly, then Maylene. That's the way it went. Like, I love the idea of having a Citrus Berry on all my Pokemon that don't have items. But really, I don't really want one. I don't really want to grow that many of them, but I do need to grow them anyway. So it's going to be a while before we get to that point, though. There we go. Full health. So let's see. Currently, okay, so Ignisavis is able to listen to us again. What do you have for me? Another antidote. Okay, well, let's put Bandit at the back. Sammy can stay there, and we're just going to continue with the team we have currently. Once Ignis reaches level 20, it will stop listening to us again. We do have a few more trainers to fight here. There is one more trainer to fight. And he is a trainer that I get a phone number for. This guy! I don't think he's a fisherman that has just Magikarp. He has some Magikarp, but not all Magikarp, I hope. Hope the Magikarp. There we go. Tentacle. Yeah, I knew. Knew he had something. Tentacle. Tentacle has been burnt. No. Yeah, it's been burnt. I love it when I call it. It's just incidental calling of things like burn and that. It's fun. Magikarp. We're going to keep going with this. Elliot is the one that joins the match call stuff, so he'll have quite strong Pokemon later. It's just the freaking fact that we're fighting Magikarps here. Magikarps are such an annoying Pokemon to face this early on because they're so bad with the XP. So bad. I think this is... Oh yeah, we already got this item. Does this have an item? Yes, it does. Stardust. So let's go. We faced all the trainers here. Let us move on to Slateport. We've done all the story stuff in Slateport. We're just... You know, we could move on to the next story event. Or... You know what, let's just move on to the next story event. I'll come back here and face all the trainers back here. Because we don't gain access to the match call system for ages. So let's heal here. Make sure our respawn point is here. It would have been really annoying to go into that fight with May that's coming up. And having my Pokemon not listen to me. That would have been really annoying. At least my lead Pokemon will be listening to me. Oh! Roxana! There we go, we got Roxanne's Nav number. Roxanne. From here on out, we will have trainers give us their match call numbers. Let's just keep going this way. It's just those things. Like, eventually we will be able to face off against the gym leaders, but that's in the post-game. I don't plan on facing those trainers specifically because they take forever to become available. Electric? Not a Pokemon I'll be training. It isn't as good as it is in later games. It is a good Pokemon, don't get me wrong. It's just the factor that it doesn't have the proper version of Lightning Rod. If we run into a Plusle, that would be fun. But I am not capturing a Plusle in this version of the game. We're waiting for Pokemon Coliseum where we get a free Plusle. It's just one of those Pokemon that we don't get until that game. We're getting very lucky with the burn. I don't know the chances for the burn though. Level 16, one more level. Wants to learn Peck. That is a good move instead of... Ooh, Scratch versus Peck. Instead of Growl. We have better moves. Okay, I thought it was 17 for a Torchic. Ignisavis is evolving. I forget what Combusken looks like as a shiny. Oh, it looks pretty good. Ooh, I love that shiny. That is a really nice shiny. It's a burnt looking Pokemon. Does it look good in, like, let's see, Blaziken. It looks good. In Gen 6, it downgrades. Ooh. Ooh, the 3D version of Blaziken just gets a little bit darker. Oof. Oof. But this one looks good. I like this version. I like this guy. Instead of Scratch, that's an easy one. Double Kick is a really good move on Combusken. Let's check these. Here we go. Our hardest fight in the game. May. May is the hardest game. Like, this is the killer of speedruns. This fight. She is a demon. The sad thing is that we don't actually see her fully evolved Pokemon in a fight in this game. In the remakes, they do give her a full team and actually bring it back. If they are to make a remake of Gen 3 and have it the same way as they had Fire Red and Leaf Green's like brand new version on the Switch, I'd love for them to take parts of the remake of the Gen 6 remake of Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Insert things like the fight with May in Little Root, like not in Little Root, on the patch where you meet them. For when you do like the first meeting where you fight them the first time. Add that in, because that's a fun little thing. Slugma. We haven't had access to a Slugma yet, which is up in a route above us. Slugma is a good Pokemon for one specific thing, and that's eggs. But it's also extremely weak to both of Mudkip's main things. Dirt and water. Water! Do 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 do. Mudkip will not be evolving until it reaches level 42. So we're skipping the Marshtomp age. Going straight into adult years. We're skipping the teenage years and moving straight on. Whisper will hopefully be strong enough to take care of this. Grovyle isn't exactly the toughest version of this fight. Thank you so much, Scholar, for being in 5 streams in a row. My god, you must be liking these streams. Even though I'm pretty shit at this. I didn't know Pursuit forces Pokemon to be taken out straight, but thank you for sending out this. Like your weakness. Thank you for sending out your weakness. Thank you very much. Now I will use Bandit. No, I won't use Bandit. I'll use Bellina. Some people call it stalking, but you call it being a fan. Thank you so much. And I don't call it stalking. I call it lurking, which sounds way worse. Well, no, stalking is quite creepy. But which one is worse? But lurking, in reality, lurking is quite a creepy thing to do. But in a viewer sense, we're fine with it. What's the situation? It's a paradox. It's like Schrodinger's loitering. Well, loitering isn't bad. Well, loitering around, if you were holding a knife and loitering, that's creepy. Just smiling, licking your knife. Oh god. Jesus. I watch way too much comedy shows that have really stupid comedy. And it's just typical English-Irish type of comedy, so it's always stupid. She gave us 24 quid. That's actually pretty good. That's half a 50. Very nice. The item finder. I find it horrible to use. I hate the item finder. So as a result, we're going to look up something to help me find the hidden items on this route. There's so many of them. You're smiling, holding your Pokemon, and ready to discover. Thank you for thank you for that. Pokemon Emerald interactive map. Oh my god. I love that joke. I just simply love that joke. So, we're on what route? We're on this route. Okay. There should be hidden items here. Where are the hidden items? Why don't you show me the items? Okay. Right. So there's a few items. I've got the... Right. There is an item up this way. I'm using an interactive map to make sure where I'm going. We have no new Pokemon on this route. Electike. Sammy. Use Mud Slap. Sammy will be staying as a Mudkip, so it will have a weakness against the next gym. Unless I decide to grind up to level 42. And soon enough, I will have access to grinding spots. So I went and got my special grinding spots from my other save file, which I have edited slightly. Instead of fighting them, we just have them use Memento. It was just to speed it up. I'm not going to be using them during the playthrough. It's only to level up Pokemon later. They're Blissies. They're just a bunch of Blissies that we use for training. But they're level 100, so I won't be using them during the playthrough. I will be training my Pokemon properly. That's for when I'm doing like IV training later and I have the IVs done. I just want to get them to level 100. I refuse to use a Repel because I could run into a shiny on this route. This generation has some of your favorite Pokemon, to be honest. Camerupt, Claydol, Gardevoir, Aggron. They're really good Pokemon. Like, I love Camerupt, Claydol, and Gardevoir, and Aggron. And Spheal, there is always a place in my heart for a Spheal. There is always a place in my heart for a Spheal. I was so tempted by the giant Spheal plushie that the Pokemon website had for a while, but it's also a factor of I'm an adult and I shouldn't be thinking of buying a 2 meter. You're also glad your Pokemon's produce on your face. Oh god, if I had face cam, I would literally just grab the Ultra Ball and Great Ball I have on my stand for like my gaming setup here and just show you. I have like the Great Ball, the Ultra Ball, and the regular Pokeball just sitting next to where I have the Switch and the Analog Pocket docks. Oh yeah, Oddish! That's the next Pokemon we need to catch. So basically, I have a shelf where I keep that stuff, and then the shelves below it are for other consoles. I'm happy that the only console that doesn't fit into my shelves, guess which one it is? Because I've got all the consoles. I've got Xbox, PlayStation, and the PS3, yeah, all those, like, up to this. But there's one console that does not fit on my shelves. PS5, Xbox Series X is the only Xbox console I have. Because I don't really like Xbox that much. You could always take a picture. Oh god. I think that'd get me banned. I think that would get me banned on Twitch, let alone Discord. Especially with the age verification issues that are coming into effect. I don't think Discord will ever have the the actual smartness to not realize somebody's talking about a physical like replica of a Pokeball and not just their genitalia. But let's face it, Discord is already a place filled with that sort of stuff. It's filled with it. It's filthy. Abra! A Pokemon... Oh wait, I have hot Pokemon, so I can increase my counter. Oh, Hidden Power, that's a good move. But it's not exactly good if it's not used the right move on the right Pokemon. I don't know what Hidden Power type that is. And I don't think I'll ever find out. It's kind of unfortunate that it doesn't actually tell you what type of Hidden Power that is. But also it'd be interesting if Hidden Power wasn't just specifically to the Pokemon itself. I wish Hidden Power acted like how Secret Power works, where it's based on the location. Or it's based on the current level. It changes per level. And level 100, it gives you all of the types and just randomly chooses from them. That'd be fun. Gulpin. You're a Gulpin. God damn it. Oddish! So, I think it was HP fighting. Oh! Unless it's random, the IVs. It will be specific to the trainer. Like, they will know it on Cerebi and that. I use Cerebi because I just trust Cerebi. And also the fact that I can read Cerebi. The only reason I don't use the other websites for Pokemon, and the wikis, the other wikis, is because they're not formulated for anybody but regular people. Dyslexics just find it harder to read something that is so cluttered. And I find it quite difficult to read, like, what Bulbapedia gives us. I know a lot of people love Bulbapedia, but I just... Ugh. Let's get our Rock Smash. Give me Rock Smash. Rock Smash will be taught to Bandit. Eventually I will be getting rid of all of Bandit's HM moves. Because I just rather my Bandit be less crap. Let's get the Mach Bike. I think the Mach Bike would be better. I'm sad that we couldn't... One thing I wish they added... See, it is easy to read your stuff, because it's actually written properly. For me, like, I have trouble writing things properly. I am terrible at writing things. Even though I'm writing a game currently. It's just one of those things that I am slowly going to have people read over my work. I'm gonna feel like a student again. Well, I've already been a student once this year. I may as well be a student again. So the game I'm making is in slow progress. I finally got the human done. You assume you prefer visual guides then. Yeah, visual guides are so much easier. And also somebody guiding me through the process is also better. I'd much rather that to just somebody trying to ram me into a situation and see if I can do it. I'd rather just an explanation. If this was Volbeat, I would have laughed my ass. Sammy! I need to put my Pokemon that will definitely need to heal. Let's go heal. It's the first thing you should always do when you're here. Heal. Do 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 do. Also, there is something here. This place has a special set of bard characters. So this guy is a bard. They're storytellers. I'm a storyteller. I'm the storyteller, and I'll tell you a legendary tale of trainers. Will you listen to my tale? Sure. But I know of no legendary trainers, hence I have no tales. Are you a trainer? Then tell me. Sure. I sit home once. What a legendary child. Okay. I know of one legendary trainer. I didn't know that guy had special things, but there is another person for like the trendy character, so you can give them trendy catchphrases like, well, several words you can give to him, but he's the bard character. This is the bug catcher maniac. He has the bugs. The Stux. Okay, let's use double kick. I love the fact that Ignis actually looks really cool. I really like the look. I should have used a flying type move. Dustox is actually a pretty strong bug type. If you wanted a good like bug type, I would advise a Dustox. Out of all of the bug types, if you were stuck for an early Pokemon, you couldn't go wrong with Cascoon. Like, Cascoon's a good Pokemon. Your boyfriend loves Dustox. That is it's a good Pokemon though. Cannot deny. I also love Dustox from Jessie's team in the anime. It's just such a sad ending. Like, she is saying goodbye to Dustox in that episode, but it's going away with a shiny Dustox. It has a nice ending. Like, there's so many Pokemon that Jessie and James raised, and they're such nice trainers to their Pokemon. It's just... oh god. Like, they released so many of their Pokemon. In fact, like, the final episode they actually feature in the series has them getting back the Pokemon they left at the HQ. So that's like every Pokemon they trained all the way through the series and left at HQ. So that was like the X and Y Pokemon. I think Seviper was a part of that group. So the Pokemon they don't get back is Weepinbell, Weezing, Lickitung, because Lickitung was traded for Wobbuffet by accident. That was an accident. But to be honest, I don't think Jessie really didn't like either of those Pokemon. That's the sad thing. She didn't like Wobbuffet or like... oh god, I love Wobbuffet from the anime. It's one of the most consistent Pokemon that they had, next to Meowth. I love the fact that they gave James back Mr. Mime Jr. at the very end as well. Because that was the Pokemon he received from his grandfather. Elumise! We're looking for Volbeat as well. Volbeat is next. So we got that. Got that. So we're missing Surskit, which isn't in this game. Well, it isn't in this game unless it's a Outbreak. So we're going to be getting that in Pokemon XD once we get to that. We have Seedot. So we're just looking for Volbeat, which is a 1% run into. And it also overlaps with Elumise. You're assuming you intend Blaziken, Swampert, and Exploud. Yes, those are 3 Pokemon. I'm also getting Breloom as well. Breloom as well. Do-do-do-do. Breloom. Okay, that did not go up either time, so 1-2. Why isn't my counter going up? There we go. It's gone up now, finally. So that will be my team. For the current moment, I will put the team in order. This is the only members of the team that will be staying. Gusto is just an extra Pokemon that I want to train up and evolve. I could just leave Gusto back into the PC because I know I get a Swellow in Pokemon XD. That also gives me several other Pokemon as well. There's a few other Pokemon that I can just ignore. Like I was planning on capturing a Numel, Blaziken, Swampert, Exploud, and Breloom. You're guessing you don't mind doubling up fighting. I don't mind. I don't mind. Because I'm going full, I do want to have at least a Breloom trained up. Because I am planning on doing all of the battle symbols as well. I'm going to be doing the Battle Frontier. That was my plan once I finished with Pokemon XD. I was going to go back to Emerald and do that. Why am I fighting this? Oh, because I can't escape. For God's sake, just let me leave. There we go. I do plan on doing the Battle Frontier in full. I've only done 2 of the battle symbols before. Alright, you were going to suggest Cacturne if you don't have a grass type set. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. I haven't used Cacturne, mainly because I've had trouble training Cacturne. But I do need a dark type trained, but dark types aren't exactly as good as they could be. I find that the only dark type I really need would be the Umbreon I get in Pokemon Colosseum. But equally, having the grass type of Cacturne be a choice would be good. Lydia! Good to see a Lydia. It's not the only Lydia you see in gaming. To be fair, Cacturne works because grass and dark are both specials. Sure, that is actually a good idea. Because if you really focus down on the special typing, that could work. I am planning on doing a Trapinch the same way that I was going to do it in Pokemon XD. I'm probably going to use the Trapinch again. This is not the same team I had before. The last time I had a Zubat on the team, which wasn't as good as it could have been. I think Zubat is only really worth in Gen 4. Of course, you get one in Pokemon XD, so it's not like you would... Yeah, there is several chances for all these Pokemon. I still have Pokemon Leaf Green to do, and Pokemon Colosseum, and Pokemon Gale of Darkness. Like, those are the 4 games. Like, those are the 4 games. And once we get through all of them... I may also, for the rest of the playthroughs, I might actually take a full picture of the team and put the team under the Pokédex of, like, the legacy of each team. And put that under the counter. So each team we have that is going to be going into the Battle Frontier will be under the Pokédex. Rosalia, the Pokemon that I won't be getting for so long. Rosalia is only available in Pokemon XD. Besides Pokemon Sapphire. Same goes for the Surskit as well. Surskit took forever to catch. Why? Well, the first time it was worse than the second. The second time was actually not too bad. The first time was... I found the first time hell. Leech Seed. It's going to attack me. It's going to use something like Tackle. Or Mega Drain. Stun Spore. Oh my god. Ugh. I need to continue your generation playthrough using Pokemon that have no pre or post evolutions. That would be a very interesting one. Doing this every generation. That'd be an interesting one because in Gen 5 you have Audino for a long period. This game you have Sableye. Mawile. There's a load of them because I actually sorted them in the PC. There is a load of them. You finish Sinnoh. Sinnoh's a good one for that because Sinnoh has a very big Pokedex and has a very... Well, it doesn't really have a big Pokedex. It's one of those things where the fire type is such a limited part. It was also one of the weird things. I'm not a fan of horses, but I used a Rapidash. This was before I got my fear of horses, so, like, my fear of horses generated over time. Like, I'm a farming kid. I shouldn't really be scared of animals like that, but later, I gained a fear of them. Mainly because I know what they can do. I'd happily deal with the cow, but not with the horse. You may fear horses, but you certainly aren't afraid of stallions. Oh god. Funny thing is, see, I am gay, as the channel says. I had a fear of men for a very long time. That's a funny thing about me. I had a fear of men for an exceedingly long time. Main reason has to do with my past. And the only charity I'd probably give money to. Like do an event for. Typically, Great Crisis. Men are vile. Well, both sides. Both sides are vile. There are vileness in men and women. Don't get me wrong. On that, like, there are plenty of men who are shit, and there's plenty of women who are shit. One particular one is Hassan Parker in America. He's quite shit. He's quite shit. Mr. Beast. He's quite fake. Like he is of Irish descent, and there is things about him that I get from other, like, specific Irish traits that he has picked up. Specifically the act of charitable fakeness. It's a weird thing that Irish people do, where we give to charity, but it's not for a good reason. It's to make ourselves feel good. For me, giving to charity is fine. I'd give plenty to charity if I could. I'd give tons to charity. But that guy? Just something about him. Ugh. Oh yeah. But there are plenty of men who are vile out there, and there's plenty of women who are vile. Charity, charity for content. Yeah, it has no soul. Like, I'd give to charity. I'd give to a person on the street because that's the right thing to do. But he just gives it because he can. And for money. Like his own money. Like, fuck. This is the first time we're going to gain access to nest balls. Let's get a few great balls because we need them. Yeah. I know that's like quite an uncommon opinion, but like, to be honest, I've never really liked the idea of him. Worst thing is his view. Yeah, most of his, like, it's children. Like, he is aiming to be an icon to children, which already puts him on a really awkward footing in the adult sphere. Like, I know his name is a very famous Irish family name, so as a result, it kind of puts me off him. And the actions that he has done are very, like, these are signature things that I've seen other men do. He's American, so as a result, he's doing things from a historical sense and a genetic sense. He's just one of those people. The glasses are here. No, here. Here? I remember the glasses are somewhere around here. The glasses are around here somewhere. Let me just check. Oh. Glasses are down here. Thank God for this interactive map. I'll also grab this. HP up. You need to get out of bed and get doing other things. There's no point in being stuck just watching a guy who makes fake content. And it's so creepy. So creepy. There's plenty of things you could be doing besides just listening to a guy who makes really fake stuff. Now, Jacksepticeye actually had a point about him several hundred times. Like, let's face it, like, ugh. And when the idea of that guy showed up for the first time, I was like, wow, people actually watch this shit. At the time, I was actually watching the Yogscast a lot because I actually liked watching their stuff. And it didn't feel like I was watching somebody who was fake. They were just playing video games, and that's what I wanted to watch on YouTube. I loved the Yogscast growing up. I still kinda do. I still watch them, and during the winter, I take time off for the Jingle Jam every year. Great way of getting really good games every year. And it's a good charity. It's a good charity. So, that's what I do. That's my charitable event every year. I do that every year. I just give money to them. They didn't have as good games this this year, but last year they did. The year before they had. One time they actually had Rust as part of the bundle, which is amazing. That's a 30 quid game. Like, they've had really interesting bundles over the years. And they spend so, like, they've done really weird things during the Jingle Jam. Like, one year, one of my very first time watching someone slowly get more and more drunk was watching the Civilization stream that they did back in 2012. I think around that same time, Twitch changed how people can do streams while drinking. Because of this specific stream. Oh, thank you so much, you followed. Oh, wait. Oh no, thank you for the subscription. Thank you so much, Scholar. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Thank you very much. I will use that for the betterment of this channel. I hope to make it better. Thank you so much. Let us continue on. But basically, he put in a challenge. Here. Thank you so much. Oh, you forgot to subscribe. Oh my god. Thank you so much. I read that wrong. I read that wrong. Now you can go back to lying down in bed. I read that wrong. But basically, he went and got an advent calendar, and this advent calendar was filled to the brim with gin. Like, these are like mini 500ml bottles of gin. That's half a liter of gin. It might have been smaller. And he said every 20 minutes, he said this randomly. He didn't choose an amount of time, like, where you would get like these like drinks. If someone was at the top of the scoreboard, they would have to take a drink. Quite like, so like, one of the members decided, you know what, we'll just all lay back and wait and let him be at the top of the thing until he's basically got himself shit-faced. He was shit-faced fairly quick. About 2 hours in, he had drank half the calendar. Like, for anyone who doesn't know how big an advent calendar is, that is 24 days. He had drank half of that. You didn't know that there were specific rules about drinking on stream. There is. You can't binge drink on stream. You can't binge drink on stream. As far as I remember, that was the specific rule that was added in. And that was probably because of that stream. You can't visually be drinking and binge drinking. You have to moderate it. So, don't binge drink. You're fine otherwise. So basically, if you're starting to collapse on stream, yeah, you're binge drinking at that stage. Just don't do that. You'll be fine otherwise. That was probably one of the most obvious. That would explain the drunk karaoke streams. Yeah, that's fine. Drunk karaoke is fine. Because that's... people are around you who are happy and joyful. But this was slowly going down a depressing route. Halfway through that, he started hitting on one of the female members of the channel. She was also gay. And her reaction was like, sure, I know you're pissed. So I'll let it go. It was just so slow and depressing. And it's one of those times where I was just like, I felt sorry for him that he was going through this because he put it on himself. That was his own fault. He shouldn't have done that. I think everything else is fine. I'm getting rid of the elixirs because I have so many lepa berries. Lepa berries are going to get me through this game. I could get the coin case and do a little bit of gambling. Ooh, do I want to gamble? I do need to get a wave meal for that. You know what, for now, let's just go and do the Wally fight. But there's plenty of rules in place for the, like, there's plenty of rules in, like, doing stuff on stream. And that's probably one of the more... That's probably one of the rules that keeps on getting broken. He only has a Corellia currently. Oh no, he has a Ralts. I thought he had a Corellia at this point. I thought he had a Corellia. He doesn't have a Corellia. I guess you're lying about, oh, you're gonna order a pizza. I did buy some frozen pizzas today. So I guess you're not lying in bed. Don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry. Ling. Okay, so Wally's done. Now we need to face off against... Thank you for the Pokénav? Oh, you don't give the Pokénav until after. Here's Scott. I love the fact that they don't have Scott being a fat character in the games. He is like a cool character we could have in the other games. Oh, for God's sake. I didn't mean to do that. Let's try and get through this gym with a water type. We do have ground type moves, so we might be able to get through this with no issue. Kirk. Every trainer has Thunder Wave. I forgot about that. I would much rather have a, oh, for God's sake. Should he use Mudslap? Oh, God. Okay, use Bullet Siege. Fantastic work. I fucked that up so bad. There's a reason why my Nuzlocks keep on failing. I tried a Nuzlocke last year of Pokemon Colosseum. Do you know what killed it several times? It's the Pokemon that you wouldn't expect to kill a Nuzlocke. And it killed it 4 times. Oh god, like it's such, like, it's a Pokemon that you don't expect. I don't know, you don't dare do a Nuzlocke, you're too, are too bad at games. To be honest, I'm kind of the same. I do find Nuzlocks to be fun. I'm just crap at Pokemon. Even though my username is Rayquaza Knight, I'm not very good at using Rayquaza. I can admit that. Like, I definitely have an interesting moveset on Rayquaza. Like, I use Fly on Rayquaza sometimes. Because that is a starting move on Rayquaza. Like, Fly, Extreme Speed, and... what was the other move? I forget the other move. Fly, extreme speed. Outrage was the other move. And Dragon Claw. Outrage is my favorite move to have on Rayquaza. Outrage is just a really good move to have on Rayquaza because it is... It's also a move that I had a funny description given to me by my friend AU, who's on stream sometimes with me. She told me that Rayquaza does describe me quite accurately. Because when I'm angry, I do kind of get into a rage and eventually hurt myself. By accident. I do get into a rage, then get confused, then hurt myself somehow. It's the funniest, funniest description I've ever had of me. I get angry, I get upset, and then I get confused. Then I end up hurting myself by accident. It's an accurate description. The protective side of you is not worried. Trust me, dear, it's not that bad. I'm a redheaded person. If I get hurt, that is usually very minor hurt. And I probably won't feel it. You have Thunder Punch? I should get Double Rock. No, don't worry. I have been through a lot of, like, stupid accidents. One time, my father accidentally ran over my foot with his tractor. Let's just say I did not give him a very nice... He was very much reprimanded. I ran a farm for many years, and that's what comes with it, like injuries. And redheads barely feel as much pain as everybody else, but it comes with the side effect of us not being able to... We have to take more painkillers than other people. So if we're in pain, we have to take more medication to subside the pain. It's always a worry when a doctor doesn't know this, but it's also hilarious when a doctor looks at me and asks me if that's natural red hair. You've been through getting hit by a truck now. You sit in a rocking chair and accept your role as a young man in an old man's body. Trust me, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. One of the worst injuries I got was from a dog bite, where basically my left-hand pinky finger was slowly dissolved. And when I mean that, the infection just slowly eroded the bone. When a doctor says erosion, you don't have to worry. That's what you can second that. You got a second one. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, I've like the other one, like basically with the pinky finger in question, the nail on the pinky finger is a bit awkwardly shaped now because he went right through the nail. For anyone who doesn't know how painful it is to shatter a nail, I envy you, because I've done it twice in my life. It's not nice. It's also a thing that doctors don't want to touch. But when you do it yourself, they're like, you did it yourself? Holy shit. They look at it, it's like, you didn't have the balls to. Like, the day that my nail shattered, there was still a part still attached, so it was just flipping up and down. And my doctor told me that she wasn't going to remove it, she was just going to leave it and just cover it up with the bandages. I did it for like a week or two. I had the nail still attached at that point for about a week or two. And by week 2, I just said, fuck it. Oh, fuck. To buy Domino's is special. Let's go. Go do that. Get some Domino's. I've only had Domino's once in the last decade. I didn't exactly enjoy it that much. But the Domino's here is probably not as good as other countries. We have good fast food restaurants, but it depends on the fast food restaurant as well, and the location. Like, I don't trust Subway. I don't trust Subway as far as I can throw Subway, which is not that far. I do not trust the food that they sell. And it's not bread. It is not bread. It is just... That is a pastry. That is not bread. Bread should not have the texture of cake. You ordered Papa John's last week and it was disgusting. Okay. So you'll go That's fine. We do have Papa John's here as well, but it's owned by the fast food chain Supermax. Supermax is a really good chicken place in Ireland. Really good. And it's nowhere else. It's only in Ireland. Well, no, it's in Australia as well, because there's so many Irish in Australia. So many Irish live in Australia that we decided, you know what, we'll set up a nice little restaurant out there and let them be fed by it. Supermax is basically a mixture of KFC and McDonald's, except the food is fresh and doesn't taste like somebody's coated it in palm oil. Like, palm oil is so crap. Like, for anyone who does, like, knows where I'm coming from on that sense. For anyone who doesn't know what palm oil tastes like, just don't eat chocolate for a month. Just ignore Dairy Milk, Cadbury's, all of those brands except for Toblerone. By the end of the month, you can taste palm oil. Palm oil is the texture of a fucking tree. Like, once you get it out of your system, it will taste like licking a tree. It is the only way to cut chocolate out of your diet besides Toblerone. It is also an extreme coagulant, meaning it causes fat cells to group together and slowly bond. Well, due to assume Weird Ass hasn't tried it. To be honest, everybody when they were a child has tried to lick a tree at some stage. At some stage, everybody's tried to lick a tree. If it's drunk or otherwise. Like, people have licked a table at some stage. Trust me, Scholar, I have seen things worse. Like, the texture of palm oil is particularly bad. It's the sap of a tree. It should taste like maple syrup, which maple syrup is fine. Palm oil is just awful. And you put things into context. You don't live in Canada, but you're north enough to be mistaken for. Trust me, like, for people who know me, like, the very first time I met my friends, they thought I was from England. My surname is English, but my family have been here for 2 decades. 2 decades. 2 centuries. 2 centuries. 2 decades. I've definitely been here for 2 decades. maybe longer than that. I think it was... How long? I'm the 5th generation, so definitely longer than 2 decades. I'm the 5th generation, so... we've been here a long time. And... yeah. We're old. We've lived in this country for a long time. You're Yanovan? I'm Irish. Irish. I was born in Ireland and I still live in this country. People mistake me for British sometimes. I don't know how. I just sound posh. You're 5th generation, though. Technically, yeah, that would be right. But I'm also the 5th child in this family as well. So I technically am Unova. But I'd also be the 7th child in this family too, so I'd technically be... Oh god, I'd be a Lola. A Lola's fine. No matter what, I'm actually quite fine with the generations I'm in. 5th generation up, yeah. I'm the 5th generation, but this is a literal, like, dynasty type family. They've been here for so fucking long. Been here for so fucking long. And this country has been on this planet for way too long. For anyone who doesn't know, Ireland has been a country since 3,000 years ago. Mixed descent, Unovan, Alolan. Well, my mother tried to have 7 kids. Who tries to have 7 kids? People before the year 2000. That's a fact. Any person who tries to have 7 kids now, like, I don't know how you're going to deal with that. She was like, strip family. I said, what a fact. I was born when she was 45, so as a result, I was always going to be the last one. Always. I was her last chance. And she ended up with a gay child, so... She got the gay one. And when my grandmother met me, like, one of the funniest comments that came out of my mother's mother, my granny, Grandma decided to point out things. Not only Pokemon Master, but she also should be proud. Oh god, but like, the thing is that my grandmother was one of those people who are extremely blunt. And she had seen 40 grandkids at this point. So I was number 40 in her eyes. But also was the one that she pointed at and said directly to my face, about 5 years before I really accepted the fact that I was gay. You're the gay one. She just said it like that. My mother still doesn't believe me. That she said that directly to my face. And to be honest, it's part of the reason why I accept the fact that I am gay. Because grannies really are in tune to that sort of thing. I mean, we love If she was an ally, I wouldn't want her to be my enemy. That woman, I would not want to be my enemy. Like, she was the type of woman who would put anybody in their place. And that was her method. Like, the funniest thing she ever did was, it's one of the funnier things that she's done. And that was particularly just one of those things that caught me off guard. Just, hello, you're the gay one. Okay. My other grandmother figured it out slowly over time. She was an absolute angel. The other grandmother, my father's mother, angel. Her husband, the devil incarnate. From what I understand. He was the type of man who would accidentally cause a family feud between two people he didn't interact with that day. And the two families wouldn't get into a feud with us. They'd get into a fight between the two families in question. That was the type of person he was. And he was well respected, but he was also a chaos demon. Like, he spread chaos, but also was also a person who liked control as well. But then it came to my nana, who was... Ooh. She was a complete different person compared to him. She was like a person who would come out with random words like... She didn't have dementia when she was older, but she was slowly losing the grip on reality. Your grandmother was is an old woman who raised and lived a terrible marriage. Awful beliefs. My grandmother wouldn't have married my grandfather if they didn't meet. If they didn't meet, she wouldn't have married him. That was always going to be the case for her. Her plan was to become a nun. That was her plan for life. But then she met my grandfather. And she loved my grandfather. But she also had a lot of sarcastic comments about him. One of my favorites was, the only reason I married him was for the view. Was for the view. She got a view of the ocean. Just a small little line of blue. Just the view of the ocean is so tiny from the location where the house is, but it's still a view of the ocean. So she was happy. See, her house opened directly onto a perfect valley that went directly to the ocean. So I can see the Atlantic from the back of this house. Perfect view. But the fact that she made that comment was one of the funniest things she ever said to me when it came to, like, her description of when she was getting proposed to. That's the view I will marry you for. Oh, God. And I'm making a game based on Irish people, so that's the type of comedy you'll get. Sarcastic people who are genuinely just weird. That's the Irish. Sarcastic. God, I am really failing this fight. Ignis Avis won't survive this. Should I just heal? Do I have any healing items? No, I do not. I do have berries, though. All I have is aurum berries. Bullet seed. I'll let Belena get knocked out. If Belena can do a little bit more chip damage, no, it won't work. You do. Oh God, I haven't been paying attention properly. Shockwave. Yeah, that was always going to happen. This was always going to be a tough fight. Yeah, Magneton is fast. Magneton is fast. Gusto. Too busy talking about yourself and not about your Pokemon. Oh, that's really sad though. I'm sorry, Gusto. I'm sorry. No! Poor Gusto. Bandit! Please! Headbutt. Okay, the next time I'm gonna properly fight this. Whisper. Is Bandit... Oh yeah, I need to teach Bandit. But is that really going to help us in this? Yeah, Bandit is going to get Rock Smash. I think I should teach it Rock Smash. Yeah, let's just teach it Rock Smash right now. Yeah, I should really teach it Rock Smash because that's steel typing. Ignis Avis should be able to take out that bloody wall that is Magneton. And Magmite as well, yeah, but there is two of them. Let's put Sammy up front. Sammy can deal with the Voltorb. Sammy can deal with the Voltorb. Okay. Otherwise, the option would be Ignis Avis. Firefighting, both super effective. That is the thing. So let's get Sammy. He's going to use Mud Slap. Good thing Sammy survived. Do not be fully paralyzed. Ow! It's not going to happen. Sammy. I was just hoping that... It's not going to work. Damn it. Ignis Avis. Assuming you don't get crit. Yeah. Let's... Sword Stance. Let's use double kick. Let's hope. Okay, fine. Let's do this. Watson is sending out Electike. Damn it. Yeah, that speed cut is really mean. Okay, Whisper. If I can just get Howl to do it a few times. Okay, I could get a few Howls here. He's trying to do the same thing I'm doing. Okay. Bound. Lowering defense. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going first anyway. Okay, Electike is down. Level 19. Magneton. Okay. I'm gonna do one more Howl. Ah! Okay, Bellina. Leech Seed. We're just gonna have to wall this. We could, yeah, we could actually do Sunspore as well. Stunspore as well. We're just gonna have to, we'll just have to wall this. Belina will have to do as much as she can here. Let's use Mega Drain. Now, Sonic Boom is going to be a pain in the arse to deal with. But Leech Seed is doing quite a bit of damage. Bullet Seed. Like my luck when it comes to that. To be fair, Watson has always been... Yeah, Watson is quite a dangerous one to deal with. Like, he is an electric-type gym leader at this point in the game. He is a scary gym leader to begin with. Okay, let's just... I could just stall him and use some of my... Just use a little bit of my stockpile. Just... You don't like Watson. I like Watson. He's a fun character. I don't like the bite of Watson. I like the character of Watson. For anyone who doesn't know, like, Watson is basically an inventor type. That's what he is. In the anime, he is really, really crap. In the manga, he basically saves the whole of Hoenn by accident. Because he finds New Mauville, which in the manga is hidden, and is basically a theme park. You bastard, Watson. I like the, that should be, his only potion. I think he has a second one. There are some trainers who have 2 potions. I think he has 2. If he does have a second one... Oh, God. This Megalodon is really bulky. Let's just throw another Ormberry. Oh, God. No, we won't throw another Ormberry. Yeah, he has to. I knew he had to because it's one of those things. And I don't think he's going to use it this time. No, he did. Okay. Nice. God's sake. This is just a slow process. Watson, you... This is probably the slowest Watson fight anybody's ever done. Oh, God. Like, Supersonic, of all moves to try and use on me. Like I'm relying on Leech Seed to just knock it out. This is probably the most annoying way to deal with the slowest Watson fight you ever was your normal type playthrough. Oof. But normal types can learn water type moves, and also ground type moves. Yes, yeah, it would be actually horrible. That would be horrible because you're just dealing with tackle and a few other moves, and the factor that Watson has a Magneton, steel types are quite resistant to most moves. This is going to be the final attack this Pokemon will be taking. Oh. Thank you, Leech Seed. Leech Seed. Best move. Linoon, Lindsay, Vigoroth King. I call my I do call my Vigoroth King as well. Loudred Boombox. That's a good one for that. A field day. Headbutt, which is a very good move. Instead of Stun Spore? Yeah, instead of Stun Spore. Leech Seed is an endgame move for this Pokemon, so Headbutt. Manectric. Leech Seed. Now, the main aim was to get Leech Seed off. And let's use Mega Drain. If it works, we'll probably get through this. No. It didn't. Manectric is a scary Pokemon. How? It's going for a full sweep. Mega Drain. Okay, it's gonna be slow. Oh god. Headbutt? Headbutt? Please work, headbutt. Oh my god. If it wasn't for Leech Seed, I'd be doing no damage. Oh my god, Watson, please. Oh my god. That's a fucking citrus berry as well. Oh my god. What the fuck is this? Oh. What the hell is this twice? He's not even trying to attack at the moment. There's quick attack. For the first time he's attacked. Am I gonna win because of Leech Seed? I'm gonna win because of Leech Seed. Bandit, you can go out and... Do I have a priority attack on this Pokemon? No. Use Rock Smash. I won because of Leech Seed. Leech Seed is an underrated move. Thank God. Leech Seed. Curse. Getting all like the non like labeled things like Leech Seed and all that. Dynamo Badge. We got that. It should have been called the Leech Badge. That is a thing that I would have to think about when I'm making my game is what are the unlabeled status moves like Leech Seed and that. I'm probably not going to call it Leech Seed. Because that doesn't really make sense. Vampire... No. No, that won't work. Like, I've made my own version of like how vampires work, but I'm not making a whole like vampire centered creature. But I am making a whole vampire centered creature. I've also changed how zombies work as well. I referenced the fact that zombies can be of magic, of viruses, and bacteria. Now let's skip her. I want to catch one more Pokemon. Shit. I keep on forgetting about this guy. I want to catch one more Pokemon. Since I didn't get Volbeat today, let's try and catch ourselves a Numel and I think Marl. Do 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 do. Okay. Oh, it's Wally. I forgot Wally actually calls you. You can go see him. Let's go catch ourselves a Numel. Numel, I will not be evolving because I will be getting one in Pokemon XD. I will be getting myself Mel back via Pokemon XD. I really like the Camerupt family. They're just really, really good. Camerupt is one of your favorite Pokemon. More widely available. It is a great Pokemon, and plus the fact I got a Mega Evolution is a great thing. Like, Camerupt is a great Pokemon. Like, if they gave it a regional form, I think there should be like a Steam Geyser version of Camerupt instead of the volcanoes. Steam. So it should be a fire water type. You love Mega Camerupt, it's one of your favorites. I love Mega Rayquaza. I'm a person who doesn't like shiny Mega Rayquaza. It's the one shiny Pokemon I don't like is Rayquaza being shiny. Because I like the average green. I just like shiny, certain shiny Pokemon, and other Pokemon I just don't like. And shiny Rayquaza is one of those Pokemon I just don't like the shiny of. Which is probably one of those things that people don't agree with me on. There's probably several things that people don't agree with me on, but that's one of them. A lot of people love shiny Rayquaza, but I just don't like it. I love shiny Zygarde. I love a lot of other shinies, but that shiny in particular is a no from me. Now I'm looking for Marl. There we go. Oh, I already have Marl. Nice. Marl, another underrated Pokemon. One of Gen 2's strongest. Let's wait here, go across here. And let's go this way. This cave. This cave right here. The Fiery Path. Has one of the very first Pokemon that cost a load of time. So the Pokemon we can get in here, Machop, Grimer, Coughing, Slugma, and Torkoal. Slugma was the 1% chance of running into in this cave. Slugma. Not Slugma. Grimer. Another Pokemon... Slugma. See? Slugma isn't that bad. Another Pokemon I will never be over is Wurmple. You have one that beat a Spiritomb. It beats Cynthia Spiritomb as well. Oh. I do like Wurmple. Wurmple is a really interesting shiny too. I just love there's a lot of Pokemon. You missed Volbeat. Yeah, Volbeat will be Volbeat is a pain in the ass. We got Slugma. So we are going to try and get ourselves Grimer. One of these streams I will just spend in a cave like this and just run around. Also, if we go up this way, I think we get the citrus berry spawn. No, these are raspberries. Fetch berries. I'm just gonna grab all these berries. I will go and make a bunch of little locations where I can harvest these. I will go back and do all those things. First, let's try and capture ourselves a few Pokemon from here. Numble! You're not the one I want. We need Torkoal and Coughing. Torkoal and Coughing are the two Pokemon I want to catch from here, currently. If I can. Torkoal! Torkoal! Surprisingly a good Pokemon. You'd be surprised at how much a Wurmple it can get done when combating a Stallmon. There are quite a lot of Stallmons out there, and Spiritomb is probably one of the strongest. And Wurmple being able to take care of a Stallmon like Spiritomb is that's quite a strong fight as well. It's quite a short, like a slow fight, I mean. Let's get Bellona out. And we don't have the item in question anymore because I got rid of it. Okay. Great ball. God damn it. Let's throw it again. Torkoal is actually a pretty good Pokemon. With the ability Drought, it summons Sunlight, which is good on a Solar team. It's a good setup Pokemon. Being a high defense Pokemon, it's very good to put up against Pokemon. It's very good for certain Pokemon battles. Click. There we go. That's Torkoal. That's two Pokemon. I'm pretty sure I've got the... Yeah. I think we're at 33. I will just check my Pokedex. Oh, we have one more. I didn't know. It says it right there. So, save. Speed control and poison the whole game. Ooh, and bug bite. That is a good setup as well. Like, getting toxic would be a good idea for that. Torkoal. 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 So, we are looking for a Machop. And Grimer and Coughing. So we're just going to run around in this cave for a little while longer. If we can get at least Machop and Coughing, There we go. Machop. Machop, I won't be evolving into Machamp until we have access to a second game to trade with, which will be Pokemon Colosseum. If I was doing trade evolutions in the first game, which I don't really need to because I have no trade Pokemon that I want to do, you only have Poison Sting. Unfortunately, in BDSP, Wurmple is locked to Tackle and String Shot, Poison Sting, and Bug Bite. Ooh. Using one is popping an Eviolite and praying for a crit. Ooh. That just sounds like a very slow time. Ah. It's just a slow time, but you're in for a long time, not a fun time. God damn it. Do 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 do. There we go. Machop has been caught. There we go. That's Machop down. Next Pokemon. Let's just try and get ourselves a Grimer. No. Imagine back in the day where you didn't know what was in this cave because you probably didn't have, like, several things. He's so slow. Although it wasn't an Eviolite on mice. I don't think Eviolite was in BDSP, was it? Eviolite was a Gen 5 item, which I don't think would have made it into BDSP. Slugma! Okay, another fight. Slugma. Slugma. Okay. Christ. Nah! By the end of this, if I run into a shiny Nubble, that'd be very unfortunate. Bellina has fainted. Coughing! That leaves one Pokemon left in this cave. The good thing is that Coughing doesn't have self-destruct yet. That would make this 10 times worse. If Coughing, of all the Pokemon, had self-destruct at this point. That's just one of those things that I worry about. Okay, let's see if we can just get that Grimer. The Grimer, last time I did this run, took forever. In fact, I called it new. That's how long it took. It took way too long. And training a Grimer is awful. We have Grimer until it's level 40. It's ridiculously high. It's one of those Pokemon that has really stupid high evolution requirements. Same goes for Slugma, because that's a level 32. But I don't need to do Slugma, because I get a Macargo later. So, we don't need to do that. Torkoal. Okay, one more run, and if it's not here, I'll come back later. Now, one more. Dear Grandma, please. I think you asked a while ago, but have you played Infinite Fusion? No. Oh my god! I haven't. Holy crap. Iggs said just before the Grimer showed up, Dear Grimer, can you please come out of hiding? Ray wants to kidnap you. Just before. Oh god. The funny thing is, I liked Grimer. I like Grimer's design. It's just a funny looking puddle. Purple puddle poison thing. I like the design. Grimer has been caught. That's this cave done. I can start using repels in here. I can start using repels in there. That's another location down. So let's go this way. So that's this route and that route done. We still have to do the Sandstorm area, which is just 3 Pokemon. Cacnea isn't too bad. There we go. You're not sure you got jump scared by you shouting or the Grimer jumping out. Both. When I saw the Grimer appear, I was like, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. It's one of those Pokemon that has such a bullshit low number. Takes forever to run into. It was also the one where I was just going to be the most annoyed with. What's wrong with my controller? God's sake, my controller. There we go. My controller's back. Turn around. There we go. Turn around. Thank you. This is where we can get Geodude for the first time. If we break this, we can actually get a Geodude here. Okay, no Geodude. But we will gain access to Geodude eventually. Let's try the Pokemon on this route. Like, just a Volbeat. That's all we need. Volbeat was the other Pokemon that took the longest to catch. In fact, this is where I got the Seedot last time. No, I got the Seedot from the trade. I got Dots because I ran into Dots twice before the Seedot. And then I ran into a Seedot in the wild here. Volbeat. If I can just get this route out of the way, I'll be happy. Bloody Oddish. 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 Oh my god. Like, Running into a shiny Poochyena will be the weirdest thing that happens in that. Imagine if I did run into a shiny Poochyena. Or a shiny Mightyena. Like, one of the two. I'd love that. That'd just be... Instead of the Volbeat, I got a shiny Mightyena. Like, and then neither happens, and a shiny Oddish shows up. Oh god. Volbeat has some good catchy songs. I wish it would just be caught instead of being a catchy song, like bird. Get in the ball. Get in the ball, Volbeat. Come on, shiny pupper. Come on! Imagine if it was the Oddish. Just to kick me in the teeth. It'd be a really funny way if I had a cheating device on this. Just like, it'd be such a stupid thing to do. Of course, I don't have a cheating device. Otherwise, I'd have the freaking Volbeat by now. Like, at this point, I'm getting a chain of Oddishes. If I decided to fight the bloody things. Dear Pokemon gods, listen to our prayers! Oh, a shiny or a Volbeat. Anything. Anything that we need. Shiny pupper.
Drink! 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 Drink!
Listen, Father Jack, I'll listen. Thank you very much, Father Jack. Thank you very much, Scholar. Thank you very much. Let us run in a circle. I just need to catch a Volbeat. I forgot Marl was here. Like, we've only had 2 Pokemon show up here. 3 Pokemon, technically. Is that every Pokemon that could possibly show up in this grass? Besides Surska. Yeah. We're just looking for the Volbeat. Can I make a Volbeat egg? I'm just gonna check if we can make Volbeat Pokemon. Anything. Like, this is probably the worst Pokemon. Okay. So, if I went... Okay, one of the weird ways of getting Volbeat is by getting Illumise. If I get Illumise to produce an egg with a Ditto, there is a chance of getting a Volbeat. Wait, isn't Illumise's ability Illuminate? I'll get Illumise. That's actually the perfect Pokemon for this. Go in here. Here's the Illumise. Hey. Oh, you have a Raspberry. Does anybody else have items? Oh, you have a Nugget! That's a very fancy boy. He had a nugget on him. Very nice. I don't know why the other Pokemon are in this box, but whatever. So, for people who don't know, Illuminate will make Pokemon run into you faster. Also Sweet Scent as well. Oh, you have Oblivious. You don't have Illuminate. But you have Sweet Scent, so we can do it that way. Okay. Sweet Scent. It might run into a immediate... No. No. You had a nugget of wisdom. Remember a chance for shiny Torchic. Combustion earliest convenience. Oh my god. Are we gonna run into this? Wait. Volbeat. Well, we'll check that in a second, but... The only Pokemon I didn't need! I didn't need you! I needed the other one! Volbeat. Okay. Are there only 2 Pokemon in Emerald that are... No, there's 3 Oh, wait! Oh, Volbeat's level 13. Volbeat shares the same percentage of 1% with C-Dot. It shares 1% encounter rate with C-Dot. In Pokemon Sapphire, Volbeat is more common than Illumise. So I could just go into Pokemon Sapphire, play up to this area, catch the Surskit and Rosalia, and also the Volbeat here, faster than running into them here. And you need to plan out your team for Alpha Sapphire. Oh god. Okay, we're just gonna switch around again. This Illumise is going back in the PC. If I can just finish this set, I'll be okay. Da 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 da. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Like, that is the other 1%. That is the fucking C dot. A fucking C dot. Of all things. Ah. It's very unlikely to be a shiny. Like, a shiny is quite rare in this game. Like, shinies have become so easy to find in recent years. Like, the fact that I got a shiny Combusken was amazing. And sadly, it was off stream. So, bugger. And I don't think shiny Combusken will be leaving this generation because it looks shit in later generations. Marl! Ah! Marl! Ah. Luciana. Oddish. Now, I'm going to switch grasses, see if that helps. It's very unlikely to help, but it might help. One more. Volbeat. No! I hate Elamai so much. But the worst thing is that it might be the only way to get Volbeat for me. Because it's refusing to show up. I should be fighting the Poochyena when they show up, so I'll fight the Poochyena. There we go. It's a 30% chance of running into Poochyena here. 30%. One thing I wish they had in this was the Dex Nav. The Dex Nav was a really good thing to add into Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Really good addition. Okay. At this point, we probably will run into a shiny Poochyena. Okay. There we go. I always thought Poochyena didn't have a tail. I just thought that its back leg went on longer, but no, it has a tail. It's just really oddly placed. They should have put the tail a little bit more backwards like they do in later generations. They make it more visually there. There we go. Nice. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it after I run into 2 more Pokemon for the night, because otherwise we're going to be here for the next 3 days looking for a 1% chance. Just 2 more Poochyenas. That's how long I'll leave it. Right, yeah. It's not late for me, it's almost 9 o'clock. My voice is starting to kill me. It's not late, it's just 9. Ugh. The moment I say that I'm looking for 2 more Poochyenas, it stops showing Poochyena. It's not exactly that late. It's just... my voice is going to kill me if I don't. And I might stream tomorrow, I don't know. It depends on how my brain is working tomorrow, because I still have to work on my game. I have so much to do on that bloody thing. No, don't kill it! I want to run away! Run away! Yeah, the moment I said I wanted to... That's so annoying. That is so annoying. Also, if you went egg hunting for Elumise and Volbeat, for like a shiny, it would be better to run into them in the wild, because the 50-50 chance of an egg showing up as a Elumise or a Volbeat would just screw with you. Okay, here's one. That's a level up for Ignisavis. Oddish. The last one. Come on. No. It's an 18% chance to run into Elumise and a 1% chance to run into Volbeat. It should be a 2%. Okay, we'll just stand in one spot and just run around. Marl. 10% chance for a Marl, 40% chance for Oddish, 30% chance for Mighty Luciana, 1% chance for Volbeat, and 1% chance for the C-Dot. 18% chance for Elamize, and that's it. If this was Ruby and Sapphire, this route would have access to Rosalia and Surskit. Surskit is a 1% chance in both of those games. Surskit is only available in one area in this game, and only as an outbreak Pokemon, which is a post-game thing, and is dependent on your user ID, your game ID. So there's a high percent chance that you won't have access to Surskit. And that's it. That is the last Pokemon I'm running into tonight. I will run out of this grass. And that's it. We'll go to Burn Turf. Go in here. And heal. And that is it for the night. We didn't get the Pokemon that we wanted from this route. So we will be moving on to the next route with the Pokemon in question. We are at 37 Pokemon at the end of this stream. That is quite a lot of Pokemon. So we need to update that to 37. There we go. 37 Pokemon. That's pretty good. We're going to save. And we're going to see who's live. Let's see who's live. So we have one person that I would raid, but I don't really want to go to Crep. Let's see who is live. Who's doing something like what I'm doing? Everybody's doing something interesting. Somebody's doing a shiny hunt. Nah, I'll just send you to a person I'm following, because... So I'm going to send you over to Critbound, who's currently playing Final Fantasy Online. I hope you have a nice time over there. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys!